Hey man, right, let's have a look at some of this footage for you. Let's see what we've got. Okay, right. Pretty good. Yeah, first set pretty solid. Okay. Yeah, right, let's have a look. Where are we? These are all good angles, by the way. These are all perfect, like exactly where we need them. Okay, so just having a little look here. Okay, I would want to see the feet a little more out in front of you. Okay, I would probably want to see your angle just a little more like this. That'll make sense further down the line, because at the moment, so with this position, you've got tension throughout the quads. It doesn't look like you're using your leg drive in at the right time. So what we'll do is I would like to see you bring this foot, shimmy it forward just a little bit, try and create a, about 90 degrees here. And I want you thinking to be pushing your toes to the end of your shoes the whole time, okay, throughout the entire lift. As soon as the bar touches you, it's not so important on touch and go reps, but on the pause reps, on the competition reps, as soon as that bar touches you, I want you to almost think about pushing your toes out the end of your shoes as if you were going to kick a ball. Okay, that's the kind of that's the movement we're looking for in that one. Okay, right. Let's have a look at the elbow position. Okay, your grip looks a little narrow there. Yeah, so we want toes further forward, not quite so turned out to the side, and feet brought out a little bit further out in front of you, okay? Not a lot. Yeah, I think even for close grip, that's just a little too narrow, just a little. Okay, so you can see on a couple of these, I think the last rep in particular, you've actually got a lot of the basics nailed down pretty good. But there's a couple of things. Okay, so first one, elbow position once the bar actually ends up on top of you. Okay, your elbows end up behind you. Okay, now the elbows don't have to be out in front, but they do have to be underneath the bar at all times. Okay, so let's just have a look at some of one of the earlier reps and see. So this is much better. Okay, so you've got to be very careful as the reps go on and on that you don't touch the bar too low down on the chest, okay, because the bar is actually a little higher there, so sort of like just below the nipple line, which is good. It's what we want. I mean, the elbow could still be tucked under a little more from there. It's just out a little bit behind at the moment, but generally you've got it pretty good. Yeah, you've got a system, which is quite important. Okay, so let's have a look at your elbow positioning. Okay, see how much higher up this elbow is. Okay, that's kind of where the elbow joint is here, whereas here are all the way down here and up, okay? That left arm is clearly not comfortable, okay? For some reason, the elbow's having to come back to compensate. What I'll do... Can you, for me, mate? Can you do... what I'll do is I'll send you a video of a mobility drill that I want you to do, where basically you'll be up against a wall or lay down, elbows out to the side, and you're going to bring your arms up, out, and behind you. I want to see if one side is particularly better than the other, and then the other one is going to be internal, where you're going to be laid down, you're going to be bringing your elbow as far in as you can, okay? I want you to try those two mobility movements for me and just see if there's a huge difference between the two, because that left elbow is quite noticeably higher, okay? And it's causing the bar to feel wonky on the shoulders. Okay, so kind of on these, the shoulders start a little bit too far out in front of the bar. A little bit more, so you've really got to be focusing on really driving those knees out as much as is comfortable. This, I would say, probably, having had a look through this footage already, I would say probably your deadlift is probably the one where we're going to need the least changes initially. Like your deadlift looks the most solid, but I think you have the hip mobility to potentially do a little more there. So let's have a look at this. So this is better. This position that you're in here is better. So what you've done is, if you see, do you see kind of, you start here, and then as you move, your knees drive out further. You go from there to there. Your knees have actually come out further. This is a great starting position. If you're able to get down low enough with your knees driven out like that, that will be something. So obviously the hips would have to be lower, but if you could get something like that going on, something like that, that would be awesome. Tell me kind of what like, do you get any pain in the hips? Do you get any pain through the groin when you're in that bottom position? Because your hip mobility looks quite good. There's just obviously a limit to how far you can push it. But you do the right thing in that you drive your knees out the way. We just want to try and get that done before the bar starts moving. So some pause deadlifts are likely to be on the cards. But again, I think the deadlift is probably going to be the one that we're going to need to do least work on. Yeah, and generally you've got it pretty, you've got the right order. But here's something I want you to think about, okay? And you need to do this for every single time you unrack the bar on the bench, okay? It's getting your shoulders into the correct position, okay? So what I want you to do is you're going to unrack the bar, okay? Neck completely flat on the bench like you have done, okay? Double chin, unrack the bar. Then I want you to bring your shoulders down and back, okay? So I've unracked it, down and back, okay? So I want you to think long neck and high chest, okay? What we're doing when we do that is we're pushing the shoulder joint as far back as possible into this stable position that it's not going to move anywhere, okay? At the moment, the reason the bar is coming down a little lower and your elbows are having to go behind the bar is because the shoulders can do this. We don't want that. We want them down, back, every time. As the bar's coming down to you, I want you to think about reaching your chest as high as possible to meet the bar, tap, and go from there, okay? So I want you to do that every single time you unrack the barbell for the bench, okay? So you bring it out to here, you're then looking to bring the shoulders down. Okay, so long neck, make your neck as long as possible, and then bring the shoulders back. Big chest. Okay, every time. Let's have a look at this last one. Yeah. So, right, tips for this week, mate. I want you to bring your feet out a little further away from you on the bench. On the bench as well, shoulders down, back before you start. Okay, try and maintain that. If you feel like the reps are going a little wayward, okay, relax, okay, and bring yourself back into that position before you start. And then I'll send you a couple of mobility movements I want you to do just to see what's going on with that shoulder in the squat. And then on the deadlift, I want you to see if you can just drive the knees out that little bit further. Try and get the shoulders a little taller, okay, and try and stack them on top of the barbell without pain. Any pain at all, and you go back to where you were, okay? Don't force it, okay, and put yourself in a position where things are painful, okay? Any of this doesn't make sense, mate, okay, or you're not sure, let me know. I'll make adjustments to the program that I need to on my end, okay, so you'll see the changes. But other than that, mate, pretty solid. Got a good foundation to work with here, so I'll speak to you soon.